Hi, and welcome to the Ballyhoo Bridge podcast. You know, most of us are looking for success and happiness in our lives, but often getting there and showing up as your true, authentic self is an individual journey of self-discovery and healing, especially when building a solo business. Whether you're running a business or on a spiritual journey, in order to take the next steps, growth has to happen, doing the inner work. To show up as the real you need to know who that is. In this podcast, we want to talk about marketing and business and spirituality and mindset. And it's all geared to help you grow and reach your goals, no matter what those are and no matter what your background is. We're going to explain the jargon, clear up misconceptions, and discover we're not all so different. We'll bridge the gaps between what you think you know and what you think you don't. Let's dive in. Got my hair cut the other day, and I cried all the way home. I know what you're thinking. It's just hair. How bad can it be? It's kind of the point. It's not bad. My hairdresser is amazing. It's really cute. But it's not me. At least not the me that I desperately cling to, hold on to for dear life these past few months. I mean, I've had long hair for as long as I can remember. I would say for a few months about 20 years ago, it's been long on my adult life. And y'all, my hair's curly, and truthfully, when it's short, it's just a pain in the butt. Humidity is not my friend, and I currently reside in the deep south, so there's that. Therefore, I always keep it long, below my shoulders. Plus, I don't have to do much to it when it's like that. It kind of does its own thing. But I have the option for ponytail or braid or something like that when it's hot or it's been a little too long between washes. So, it's my go-to hairstyle. Plus, my hair was so thick most of my life. It could literally take 2 days to dry if I let it air dry. And if you braided it, it was like a rope. Then came age and a couple of minor health issues that caused hair loss. And suddenly, it was much thinner. But we were getting some new growth and working on the issues. Then came COVID. Sneaky little bastard. Mild case, granted, no big worries, actually, until after. My body just hasn't been right, and my hair was coming out in chunks. I looked like I was literally going bald. But I wasn't ready to shave it and start again, so I felt like the only choice I really had was to cut it shorter and try to take some weight off of it while I worked with it and sort of waited it out, because everybody said that it would stop within a few months. So, off to my friend I went. If anybody was going to do this, it was going to be her. I've known her for years, and I trust her. She's my friend. I love her. She's also just amazingly talented. Below the shoulders, we agreed. Some color to cover the gray, but nothing else. Let's preserve and let the hair get stronger. It was really so cute. She worked so hard to get the color that we wanted. But still, the tears came. All the way home, y'all, I was openly weeping. All I could think was, what the hell is wrong with you? It's a haircut. A haircut you asked for, mind you. I mean, what did I expect? I guess that's the problem. I kind of knew what to expect, and I was pissed that I fell backed into a corner. So I decided to do the adult thing and try to process all this out and work on it and try to figure out how to get past this anger. As I started doing that, it all came out like a fucking flood. I was mad. And not just normal mad. Not just, oh, that pisses me off mad. I was pissed. I was angry. Where's my punching bag? I need to let some steam off angry. But why? Well, evidently, my brain decided to let me know. And the long and short of it was everything. Starting with, COVID did this to me. This fucked up mess that we were all put in did this to me. I was mad at my husband for something, probably something stupid, since I don't even remember what it was. And at that point, he probably could have breathed wrong and it would have bothered me. I think I was mad at my son too. He's trying to figure out his life, and I want him to listen to me and do the way I tell him to, because that's rational, right? I'm mad because I know how much it's going to take to keep this up. I actually have things to do, and that's why I had long hair, so I didn't have to do that. Ponytails and braids, people. That was the extent of my hair duties before. And now I'm going to have to do all the curly hair things and straighten it and find clips and hair bands and this was going to take up my time. And I'm already fighting to have enough time to do all the things I need to do. Then came a big one on my list. I was mad that I looked like my sister now. My sister was amazing. She was beautiful and smart and funny and talented. And she always took care of me. She died over 20 years ago. And she left me here to deal with all this shit on my own. I mean, really, why? I need her here, damn it. If she were here, she would have all the answers, and then she would give them to me. But no. I'm also mad that my body's not cooperating anymore. I'm having long COVID symptoms that are just messing up my daily life, and I'm tired of being tired and having to explain why I don't act like I used to. Anyway, there was more, but that's not important. What's important is it was kind of all me. This is projecting your shit at its finest, people. This is about control and my need to have it and the universe telling me no. This is a universe saying you wanted to change. Buckle up, buttercup. Change is a bitch. So where did I start? I could work through most of that and regroup and get rational again. I mean, after all, I was just letting my emotions run away with me. Very human, very workable. Let's be honest, growth can be painful, and I was letting the pain win. But I had to get to the core of what the real issues were for me to move forward. Sometimes it's true that the planets may be wreaking havoc on your emotions. Sometimes, yes, it may be emotional. But even still, something triggered that. Something got me there. And I needed to know what. Okay, you're going to hear this a lot here if you hang out at the podcast very much. A good place to start is to write it down. Journal it out. Let all those emotions out and then start figuring out how to change perspective or attitude, or sometimes you just have to let it go. Now, of course, when you're letting things go, that can include forgiving another person, but also yourself, and then moving on. That's a really good time to write a letter about all the things you need to say. And I do mean all. Cry, state your intention of letting it go, then light that sucker up, burn it, and send the negative away. Changing perspective and attitude is a little different. Journaling allows you to get the emotions out. You'll most likely start to see the pattern of what's really wrong as you write it. Then you can determine, is it me? Is it them? Is it the cosmos? Is it a combination of all of it? No matter who it is, you need to acknowledge your role, good, bad, or indifferent, and start to figure out how you're going to deal with that. For me, my husband and I probably needed to talk. I probably needed to apologize. He probably did too. If my emotions were all over the map, I can bet his were too, and he doesn't do all the woo things I do, so he just had to deal with it, and me. So we were out of sync and just needed to talk it out. Talk, hug, remind each other of the love and respect we hold for each other. Hold a space for each other to be honest, and then move on and do better. Okay, check that one off. Next, my son's fine. He's young, he's figuring out his life, and I need to let him. I'm here for him, and he knows that. But he has to make his own way. He has fears just like we do. I need to make space for him to feel safe. Miss Control Freak needs to roll her slow and just love him. Again, communication, getting on the same page. Check. Hug my son and tell him I love him. Got it. My sister is a bit of a different challenge. We'll have to talk one day about how grief isn't linear, but that's another day. Sometimes you just need to sit with an emotion, acknowledge it, Give it a glass of wine, or share a pint of ice cream. Let it do its thing. Grief can be like that. Sometimes you just have to let it work its way out. I don't need her. I want her. I miss her. And I wanted her to make this easy like she always did. But I can do that. I'm strong because she and my mom made me that way. It's going to be fine. Just need to pick some ice cream and have a good meditation to ground, reconnect, and allow myself to go through the process. The time issue. Well, that's about my choices, isn't it? Can't be bitching at the universe because I sometimes choose TikTok when there's a to-do list. But self-care is important. Rest is important. TikTok, not so much. But you get my point. Make choices and then own them. Do what's right for you and don't beat yourself up about it. The things will all get done when they're supposed to. When you need rest, rest. But now, what am I supposed to do with the rest of that? There was anger involved in that night that I can't necessarily affect change on. COVID just is. I can't fix it. I can't prevent it. I'm not sure I can even treat my symptoms. So I have to find a way to find my new normal. And that's a harder emotion to process. And the truth is, the anger and all those other emotions are valid. But how can I work through it to get myself to a place where I can release that anger and get out of victim mode? It's not healthy for me or anybody else. I wasn't quite sure what to do about that one. So I decided the same approach, actually journal it out. What am I angry about and how can I affect it? All I can change is me and my approach. I can change the can'ts to a positive, making it an affirmation, making it a goal. Like, I can't work out like I did before. No, I can't work out the way I want to, but I can still work out. I just have to listen to my body more. Or, I need to work, but I'm just so tired. That's your body saying you need to rest. Rest, and then you'll have renewed energy for your to-do list. My hair's falling out. Yeah, but there's new growth, and actually it's never looked healthier with my new cut. My friend Spring said I look 10 years younger. Heck yeah. Truth is, I'll take that little time warp all day long. Are you seeing my pattern here? It's about control and my lack thereof, especially when it comes to change in my life. The reality is the old me is going away, and when I started this journey, I asked for it to. I wanted to change. I wanted to live the life of my dreams, and I certainly wasn't getting there as the old me. We change all our lives. We evolve and grow. There are even cyclical changes that happen about every 7 years to our health and our bodies. It happens. I started a journey to make it happen, and now I'm fighting it? Of course I am, because the old me is my comfort zone, and I have control in my comfort zone. Even a shitty life can be the life you desire if it's all you know, because it becomes your comfort zone. And outside of comfort zones can be very scary places. You don't know how to act. You don't know what to say. It's full of unknowns. At least in your comfort zone, you know what'll happen. Even if it's horrible, it's known, therefore comfortable. Let me ask you this. Have you ever been to a party where you didn't know anyone and you were so uncomfortable, you were suddenly aware of every awkward thing you did? You even started to notice that you can't figure out what to do with your hands. Pockets, no pockets. Clasp in the front, clasp in the back. What the hell do I do with my hands? If you're like me, you get there and realize, fuck, I wore the pants with no pockets. What the hell am I going to do now? Now look, I could be upset and fret over it all night, or I could change my perspective and say, well, no pockets. How am I going to do this? That allows me to shake a lot of hands, or that frees my hands up for fabulous food or exciting drinks. Roll with it. Pivot, as Ross would say. Let it go. But that's what being out of your comfort zone does. It ties your tongue. It makes you shift your weight back and forth a lot. It makes you awkwardly say hi and then say something stupid. It makes you put your hands in and out of your pockets a lot. But you know what else it does? If you let go of trying to control the party and the conversation, it can take you places you never knew. You could make new friends. You can learn new things. You can make a connection that the universe needed you to make that makes your business explode. You could learn something about yourself. Like you went to a party with no pockets and the world didn't end. What else can I do? Keep growing, that's what. So what if you tried something new? What if you bought pants with no pockets on purpose? What if you just went shopping and let yourself just see what there is to see? What if you chose to say, I can, instead of I can't? Changed your language to I will, and put what you desire out to the universe, and then got out of your own way and just listen and trust it. As a control freak in recovery, I get what I'm asking you to do, and it is no easy feat. But when you do it, the results are terrifyingly glorious. The freedom is, well, freeing. You don't have to control it all because God and the universe will give you what you need when you need it. But how will you accept it with fists closed in a death grip on your steering wheel of life? You are made for great things. You are made to be you and only you. And the world is in need of just that thing. You. Trust yourself. Cut your hair. Shop with no list. Do the thing. And then get out of its way. Thank you so much for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed today's episode and that it helped you in your journey in some way. Make sure and like and rate and do all the things for our podcast. We really appreciate it. And of course, check out the show notes for links and any other important information. If you're looking for guidance in your journey, head over to ballyhoobridge.com. There you can choose a time for a free 30-minute clarity call with me. In the meantime, don't forget to take care of yourself. We'll see you next time.